Hello, and welcome back. Today we have Platinum Review number 20, God of War. Developed by Santa Monica Studio and published by Sony Computer Entertainment, God of War was originally released in 2005 for the PlayStation 2. A remastered version, developed by Bluepoint Games, was released for the PlayStation 3 in 2009, with a port to the Vita in 2014, which is the version that I played. Although God of War is the initial release in the series, it takes place about 5 years after the events of Chains of Olympus, as Kratos continues to serve the gods. The game begins with Kratos standing at the edge of a cliff, overlooking the Aegean Sea, as he stares down death, welcoming its embrace and the escape it can provide.
Now there is no hope.
And Kratos cast himself from the highest mountain in all of Greece. After 10 years of suffering, 10 years of endless nightmares, it would finally come to an end. Death would be his escape from madness.
Now 3 weeks earlier, Kratos, the champion of the gods, fights on their behalf, annihilating all who stand against Olympus.
Foul beast! I will send you back to the depths of Hades!
As he destroys the enemies in front of him, the player learns the basic controls of combat, utilizing the badass Blades of Chaos. Kratos can use quick strikes, heavy attacks, and grabs in a variety of different combos and techniques. When enemies are defeated, they will release red orbs that serve as in-game currency for upgrades. If damaged in battle, green orbs will restore your health, and you can earn a trophy for opening a green chest when already at full health. Other available strategies when facing formidable foes include blocking, jumping, dodging, and perfectly timing a block to parry and counter-strike. At times, during certain enemy encounters, quick-time events will pop up on the screen, requiring timely button inputs to win the fight. Known as the Ghost of Sparta, Kratos' reputation precedes him, as the citizens fear his ruthless and violent nature.
I know who you are, Spartan. I know what you've done. I would rather die than be saved by you.
From here, Kratos battles on behalf of Poseidon, taking on a powerful Hydra and its countless minions, while traversing the dangerous terrain of the shipwreck. Found within special, usually hidden chests, are Gorgon Eyes. Collecting 6 of these will increase Kratos' maximum health meter. To aid him in battle, Kratos is granted the power of the gods, courtesy of Poseidon.
Lord Poseidon.
Kratos, before you reach Athens, there is a task you must complete. This beast, this Hydra, it has terrorized my seas for far too long. Your skills are admirable, but you will need assistance. You will need the power of the gods. Take this weapon, Kratos. Take this power and use it to defeat your enemies.
This first magical ability, Poseidon's Rage, surrounds Kratos with a powerful blast of energy. Unfortunately, the use of abilities is limited, until blue orbs can refill the magic meter. But with the power of the gods in his arsenal, Kratos can finally take down the Hydra, once and for all.
Get them away from the ship!
Why won't they die?
It's the giant one! He keeps healing the others! No, God! We'll never get out of here! Doomed! We're doomed! Poseidon, save me!
Inside the belly of the beast, the ship's captain begs for help, but Kratos has only come for the key around his neck.
Thank you! Thank the gods you came back for me!
I didn't come back for you.
No!
As Kratos stares at the carnage before him, he is reminded of the brutality and pain of his past actions.
Slaughtered like animals, the victims lay before him, a reminder of his own past, a past he could never escape. His only solace was the sea, endlessly sailing from one harbor to the next in service to the gods of Olympus. All his hopes rested with them.
No earthly vices can ease his suffering, as Kratos' 10 years of servitude is finally near its end.
Nothing on earth could rid him of the horrors that plagued his mind.
Athena! 10 years, Athena. I have faithfully served the gods for 10 years. When will you relieve me of these nightmares?
We request one final task of you, Kratos. Your greatest challenge awaits in Athens, where even now my brother Ares lays siege as we speak. Athens is on the verge of destruction. It is the will of Ares my great city fall. Zeus has forbidden the gods from waging war on each other. That is why it must be you, Kratos. Only a mortal trained by a god has a chance at defeating Ares.
And if I am able to do this, to kill a god, then the visions, they will end?
Complete this final task, and the past that consumes you will be forgiven. Have faith, Kratos. The gods do not forget those who come to their aid.
Leaving the rotting carcass of the Hydra behind, Kratos set sail once more. His greatest challenge and freedom from his growing madness lay before him in the ancient city of Athens.
Kratos accepts the mission to kill Ares and heads for Athens.
Come back to bed, Kratos.
We're finished. Be gone when I return.
For a trophy, you must complete a minigame to satisfy the two women, releasing a bunch of red orbs. With these extra orbs, Kratos can upgrade his Blades of Chaos, unlocking new combat techniques such as Rage Mode. Once the meter is completely filled, Kratos can unleash the Rage of the Gods as his attacks power up with Overcharged Fury for a short while. With his new abilities, Kratos arrives in Athens with renewed focus and vicious wrath that he exerts on all who stand between him and Ares. Similar to Gorgon eyes, Phoenix feathers can be found in special hidden chests, and collecting 6 will increase Kratos' magic meter. Although Zeus has forbid the gods from interfering with Ares' war against Athena, Kratos is not bound by this rule.
Run! Run! The beasts have taken Athens! Look out! No! No! Stay away from me!
No matter what Ares throws his way, Kratos is determined to destroy any and all foes, and to help him along the way, Aphrodite grants him access to a new magical ability.
Aphrodite.
Kratos, the gods are pleased with your progress, but your current skills will not be enough to defeat the minions of Ares. I offer you the power to freeze your enemies where they stand, but you must earn such a gift.
With Medusa's severed head at his disposal, Kratos can turn enemies to stone by harnessing the power of the Gorgons. Now, Kratos continues to fight his way through Athens in his quest for Ares. After many battles, the Oracle of Athens appears before Kratos and offers him a way to kill Ares if he can reach her temple.
Do not fear, Kratos. I am the Oracle of Athens, here to help you defeat Ares. Find my temple to the east, and I will show you how to murder a god.
As Ares wreaks havoc on the citizens of Athens, Kratos must move quickly before all is destroyed.
God of war, I haven't forgotten you. For what you did that night, this city will be your grave.
To proceed further, Kratos must harness a new magical ability.
Lord Zeus.
Kratos, you grow stronger as your journey continues. But if you are to succeed in your quest, you will need my aid.
I offer you the power of the greatest of all the gods, the father of Olympus. I offer you the power of Zeus. Take this weapon, Kratos. Take this power and use it to defeat your enemies.
Granted the power of Zeus, Kratos can now throw projectile lightning bolts, unleashing Zeus's fury at far-off enemies. Unfortunately, as Kratos reaches the Oracle, he finds her under siege from swarms of dangerous harpies. Kratos must focus his attention on rescuing the Oracle if he wishes to kill Ares. A seemingly never-ending onslaught of annoying harpies berate Kratos with an infuriating and relentless assault, as no matter how many he kills, more just appear. Kratos emerges victorious and encounters a strange gravedigger who claims the hole he is actively digging is meant for Kratos himself.
Good. Athena has chosen wisely. I knew it was so.
Who are you?
So, you have the blades, the skin as pale as the moon. You are the one indeed. Perhaps Athens will survive at that. But be careful. Don't want you dying before I'm done with this grave.
A grave? In the middle of a battle? Who will occupy it, old man?
You will, my son. Oh, I've got a lot of digging to do indeed. All will be revealed in good time. And when all appears to be lost, Kratos, I will be there to help.
Despite the ominous nature of the stranger's talk, Kratos is undeterred and continues in his pursuit of the Oracle.
Kratos! Help me! Help! Kratos! Hurry!
Once the Oracle is finally within reach, you can earn a trophy if you can save her with at least 10 seconds remaining on the timer. Safe on the ground, the Oracle looks within Kratos and finds a deeply conflicted soul.
And when the Oracle looked into his soul, she saw a beast as well as a man. Once a captain in the Spartan army, Kratos had begun his command with only 50 soldiers. But soon his numbers grew to the thousands. His tactics were brutal, but effective. Drunk with power, he was feared by all, except one. His wife was the only one to brave his fury.
How much is enough, Kratos? When will it end?
When the glory of Sparta is known throughout the world.
The glory of Sparta. You did this for yourself.
His desire for conquest knew no bounds, but that which he desired would ultimately consume him.
Choose your enemies wisely, Kratos. Your brute strength alone will not be enough to destroy Ares. Only one item in the world will allow you to defeat a god. Pandora's box, which lies far beyond the walls of Athens, hidden by the gods across the desert to the east. But be warned, Kratos. Many have gone in search of Pandora's box. None have returned.
To kill Ares, Kratos has just one option, He must find Pandora's box, located far beyond the desert, so he heads in that direction. To traverse the massive desert and overcome its intense sandstorms, Kratos must follow the Song of the Sirens.
Kratos, the journey forward is perilous, but one you must complete if you are to have any hope of saving Athens.
The Oracle spoke of Pandora's box. Can it be real?
The box exists. It is the most powerful weapon a mortal can wield.
And with such a weapon, I could defeat Ares.
With the box, many things become possible, and so it is hidden well, far across the desert of lost souls. There is safe passage through the deadly sands, but only those who hear and follow the Siren's song will discover it. You must find the Sirens, Kratos. Only they can guide you to Kronos, the Titan.
A Titan lives?
Kronos is the last. Zeus has commanded him to wander the desert endlessly, the temple of Pandora chained to his back, until the swirling sands rip the very flesh from his bones.
Far in the distance, the Titan Kronos travels the desert endlessly, where carried upon his back is the temple of Pandora. Listening carefully for the siren's song, Kratos heads into the sandy abyss of the desert. After a long and harrowing journey, Kratos clears a path, like Moses parting the Red Sea, and summons Kronos.
Kronos, the last of the mighty Titans, emerged from the desert sands. On his back, Pandora's temple awaited, massive and patient, ready to challenge all who went in search of its guarded treasure. For 3 days, Kratos climbed the sheer walls of the mountain. He knew he would either recover Pandora's box or perish inside the cursed temple, never to return to the world of man.
For 3 days, Kratos climbs the mountain atop Kronos' back until finally reaching Pandora's temple.
So, you think you can conquer the Temple of the Gods, do you? It's never been done, you know. Sooner or later, the Harpies will bring what's left of you back for me to burn. The gods hid Pandora's box in here, so no mortal would ever claim its power. And yet, year after year, I open the gate for more and more soldiers and place more and more bodies on these pyres. If I were you, I'd leave now. But I can see you are determined. Very well.
The odds are heavily stacked against Kratos, but he is unwavering in his quest and ventures onward. Pandora's Temple is a labyrinth of puzzles to solve and dangers to overcome, as Kratos will have his body and spirit pushed to their limits. Failure means certain doom, but the reward for success is ultimate power.
Artemis.
Kratos, the gods demand more of you. You have learned to use the blades of chaos well, but they alone will not carry you to the end of your task. I offer you the very blade I used to slay a Titan. Take this gift and use it to complete your quest. Take this weapon, Kratos. Take this power and use it to defeat your enemy.
To help Kratos fight through the numerous, heavily armed, and dangerous foes within the temple, Artemis gifts Kratos with a new powerful weapon, the Blade of Artemis. At any point, Kratos can swap between this and the Blades of Chaos, providing new techniques and nuances to the flow of combat, as each weapon has strengths and weaknesses against certain enemies, so strategize accordingly for maximum damage. After a short while, Kratos finds the path forward blocked as the gods demand sacrifice.
Oh, thank the gods you've come. Break these bars. Get me out of here. What are you waiting for? Let me out. We can find our way back to Athens.
The gods demand sacrifice. From all of us.
Oh, please. No. No.
Unfortunately for the trapped soldier, Kratos is more than willing to appease the gods, but it won't be him who makes the sacrifice.
Gods on high, save me from this barbarian! Please! Please! I'm begging you, on your humanity, don't do this! Please!
The soldier is burned alive to satisfy the gods, as Kratos doesn't lose any sleep over the decision and moves on, where he is rewarded with the ability to breathe underwater. Now, Kratos can swim endlessly, but the depths are not without dangers of their own. While exploring the vast maze of underwater ruins, a trophy can be earned if Kratos can find and kiss 4 different naiads. Once emerging from the watery terrain, Kratos then finds himself presented with a challenge of physical prowess in battle, as Hades demands blood be spilled at his altar. Kratos willingly pays the tribute with the blood of his enemies, but the reward is a series of intense challenges. These will test Kratos' parkour skills as he overcomes deadly environmental traps and hazards, all while fighting even more enemies.
Let the rage of the gods drive your blades, Kratos.
After overcoming the many challenges of Hades, there is no time to catch your breath, as before Kratos stands a giant armored minotaur, and an intense boss fight ensues.
Let the rage of the gods drive your blades, Kratos.
The Minotaur is finally put down for good, with a wooden stake driven straight through its body. This time, Kratos is rewarded not with another challenge, but with the final magical ability.
Lord Hades.
Your progress is impressive, Kratos, but your skills will not carry you to your ultimate goal. I offer you the souls of Hades itself. The souls of the dead, who stand ready to fight by your side. Take this weapon, Kratos. Take this power, and use it to defeat your enemies.
By summoning the souls of the dead, Kratos has the army of Hades at his command. Fully locked and loaded, Kratos travels high atop the temple, where he encounters the worst enemy of the game. These infuriating, goat-looking assholes have a ton of resiliency and block most incoming attacks. To make matters worse, they flip around, thinking they are Darth Maul, and can hook and slam Kratos without warning. I absolutely hated these obnoxious satyrs, but the worst is yet to come in the post-story content. For now, Kratos takes out the satyrs, but he is soon haunted with painful memories of his past.
Kratos had been in service to the gods long enough to know the Harpy had been sent as a warning, a reminder from his former master of the decision that had cost Kratos everything. Had it been that long since he'd almost met his end at the hands of the barbarians? That long since he'd traded everything to save himself?
Ares!
The sky split apart, and the god of war stepped through. Descending from Olympus, he saw the makings of a god in a mere mortal. Ares would save Kratos. He would turn him into the perfect warrior, his servant on Earth. Only a simple pledge of loyalty was required.
My life is yours, Ares. From this day, I shall carry forth your will.
And his fate was sealed. As promised, Ares rescued his new disciple, bringing forth the power of a god, destroying those who would slaughter Kratos and his men. The blades of chaos, forged in the foulest depths of Hades. Once attached, the chains remained so, chained and seared to the flesh, a part of the bearer's body, a permanent reminder of Kratos' pledge. In return, ultimate power. The rage of Ares exploded from within. But soon, he would learn the true cost of such power. A cost too high even for Kratos to pay.
Facing imminent death, Kratos gave his soul to Ares in exchange for endless power and loyal servitude. Bound by the very weapons that slaughter his enemies, Kratos is forever a servant to the god of war. Even more determined to free himself from Ares, Kratos continues to climb in search of Pandora's box, but even more obstacles and enemies stand in his way. As Kratos nears Pandora's box, he finds his mind flooded with visions of his brutal past.
The path before Kratos was clear, but still, the memories came rushing back, as familiar and permanent as the blades chained to his wrists. Memories of what he'd done in the name of Ares. Memories of how he'd become a servant to the god of war. A beast, his humanity robbed and replaced only with the will to murder. Kratos' army was ruthless, feared throughout the world for their brutality. All that mattered was conquest in the name of Kratos, their great leader, who had become near invincible. He feared nothing. But there was something about this temple, something forbidden. All his instincts told him he should never cross its threshold. Never step inside.
Beware, Kratos. The dangers in the temple are greater than you know.
But the village oracle's warning fell on deaf ears. His ambition would not be denied.
All in the name of Ares, Kratos killed without mercy, leaving none alive. But despite all he had done for him, Ares demanded even more. Blinded by his rage and unquenchable ambition to conquer everything before him, Kratos ignored his instincts, pushing away what little humanity remained. But this would ultimately cause him to lose everything.
In that instant, the glory he had reveled in turned to horror. The image of his two final victims would stay with him for all his days. With that act, Kratos knew he could no longer serve his master. He had but one calling now, the death of Ares. He would murder the god of war.
Ares, you will die for what you did that night.
Unbeknownst to Kratos, Ares had tricked him into killing his wife and daughter, thus severing what remained of his earthly connections. Thinking this would allow Kratos to devote himself completely, Ares instead set into motion a chain of events that would forever change the course of history.
My wife, my child, how? They were left in Sparta.
You are becoming all I'd hoped you'd be, Kratos. Now, with your wife and child dead, nothing will hold you back. You'll become even stronger. You will become death itself.
But as the flames consumed the temple, Kratos realized his true enemy was the god who once saved his life. The same god who had now taken everything from him.
Ares!
From this night forward, the mark of your terrible deed will be visible to all. The ashes of your wife and child will remain fastened to your skin, never to be removed.
And with that curse, all would know him for the beast he had become. His skin white with the ash of his dead family. The ghost of Sparta had been born.
With the ashes of his slain family permanently fastened to his skin, Kratos now has a single, unbreakable mission: to kill the god of war. And he continues his path of destruction towards Pandora's box. Finally, Kratos becomes the first and only mortal to reach Pandora's box.
Kratos, your quest is at an end. You are the first mortal to ever reach Pandora's box. There is still time to save Athens. You must bring the box back to my city and use it to kill Ares. Return to Athens, Kratos. Return and save my city.
With the box in his possession, Kratos slowly makes his way back to Athens. But Ares is onto his plan and promptly snuffs it out.
Far away in Athens, Ares knew Kratos had succeeded in his quest.
So, little Spartan, you've recovered Zeus's precious box, but you will not live long enough to see it opened. I will see to that. Goodbye, Spartan. You will rot in the depths of Hades for all eternity.
Kratos' life begins to fade away, but even his impending death can't free him from his past.
In death, he had failed. As the minions of Ares claimed Pandora's box, Kratos' life faded, and his cursed soul was cast into the fires of Hades.
As Kratos passes into the afterlife, Ares steals Pandora's box for himself, and Kratos falls into the underworld. However, not even death can stop Kratos in his quest to kill Ares.
Let go, fool! You won't drag me down to that cursed river!
There is a task left for me above. I will see it completed.
You again?
To escape the realm of the dead, Kratos must overcome a heavy enemy presence and deadly environmental hazards as he makes his way back to the surface. As Kratos nears the surface, he must climb a spinning spiked column, which proves to be one of the most difficult platforming sections of the game. To make matters worse, you will need to climb to the very top without taking any damage in order to earn a trophy. This will definitely take many attempts, but eventually you can earn the challenging trophy. After a long and treacherous climb, Kratos makes his return to Athens, poetically emerging from the very grave he encountered earlier.
Ah, Kratos. And not a moment too soon. I only finished digging just a moment ago.
Who are you?
Now that is an interesting question. But for now, you must hurry. Athens needs you.
But how did you know I would...
Athena isn't the only god keeping watch on you, Spartan. Complete your task, Kratos, and the gods will forgive your sins.
The identity of the prophetic gravedigger remains a mystery as Kratos prepares for his destined clash with Ares.
Kratos had traversed the desert of lost souls, bested the deadly traps of Pandora's temple, and escaped Hades itself. There was but one task left.
Zeus! Do you see now what your son can do? You cast your favor on Athena, but her city lies in ruins before me. And now, even Pandora's box is mine. Would you have me use it against Olympus itself? Kratos, returned even from the underworld. Is this the best you can do, father? You send a broken mortal to defeat me, the god of war?
Kratos frees Pandora's box from the grasp of Ares and embraces the power of the gods.
Pandora's box was finally opened. The power of the gods unleashed.
You are still just a mortal. Every bit as weak as the day you begged me to save your life.
I am not the same man you found that day. The monster you've created has returned to kill you.
You have no idea what a true monster is, Kratos. Your final lesson is at hand. Prepare to join your family, Spartan!
Like a kaiju battle straight out of Pacific Rim, this epic clash was way harder than I remember it being when I last played the game. Ares is fast, powerful, and deadly, striking with far-reaching attacks, while Kratos is much slower and sluggish in battle.
Relent! You have already lost, Spartan! Advance and embrace your death, mortal! To test my patience, you
Let the rage of the gods drive your blades, Kratos.
Kratos is able to hold his own against Ares, but things soon change as Ares turns his attention to breaking Kratos' mind and spirit. Forced to confront his nightmares, Kratos finds himself in an all too familiar place.
But to break a man's spirit is to truly destroy him. Do you recognize this place, Spartan? The location of your greatest failure? Perhaps there is a chance you can undo the deeds of the past.
The nightmares that had haunted Kratos for the past 10 years had now taken form and substance. His past stood before him.
Kratos! What's happening? Where are we?
By the gods, can this be real?
With his wife and daughter appearing before him, Kratos must fight himself to save his family. Sacrificing his own life force will keep them alive.
rage of the gods drive your blades, Kratos.
Kratos refuses to give up on his family, defeating wave after wave of copies of himself, and rejecting Ares. But the god of war isn't done tormenting Kratos.
Kratos, please take us home!
Do you see, God of War? You took them once, but you'll never have them again!
You cannot save them, Kratos. You gave them up in your quest for ultimate power. There is a price to pay for everything you gain.
Not that price. I didn't want them to die.
No price is too high for what I offered. And you rejected me. A god! Now, you will have no power, no magic. All that is left for you is death!
Oh, not again.
You should have joined me, Kratos. You should have been stronger.
Although his blades of chaos are taken from him, Kratos finds a final gift from the gods, and battles Ares once again. As before, Ares is incredibly difficult to beat, with even more strategies to overcome. The key to victory is carefully reading Ares' attack patterns to avoid taking damage, as your health can drain quickly. Be sure to block and counter with a flurry of offense when presented with a timely opportunity. However, don't leave yourself open and vulnerable for too long, because Ares will seize the moment and quickly take you out. If you die too many times in a row, the game will offer you the chance to lower the difficulty, earning you a trophy, but don't adjust the settings. Kratos' resolve is strong, and he is going to see his quest fulfilled no matter what. Giving up is not an option for him, and it shouldn't be for you either. With enough practice and persistence, Kratos finally frees himself from Ares.
Remember, Kratos, it was I who saved you in your time of greatest need.
Not even a final attempt at gaslighting can prevent the inevitable, as the god of war is killed.
I was trying to make you a great warrior.
You succeeded.
Kratos had done the impossible. A mortal defeating a god. Ares was no more.
Athens is saved, and the gods are grateful, but Kratos' deepest regret will stay with him forever.
Athena, rid me of the memories that haunt me still.
You have done well, Kratos. Though we mourn the death of our brother, the gods are indebted to you. We promised your sins would be forgiven, and so they are. But we never promised to take away your nightmares. No man, no god could ever forget the terrible deeds you have done.
In the end, knowing the visions of his past would never leave him, Kratos made his way to the bluffs overlooking the Aegean Sea.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me.
Unable to live with himself and the immense guilt that haunts his nightmares, Kratos climbs the bluffs overlooking the Aegean Sea. Feeling abandoned by the gods, Kratos plunges towards the water, bringing the story full circle. However, the gods will not allow Kratos to die on this day.
Borne aloft like a feather, Kratos found himself risen from the sea and placed on solid earth.
You will not die this day, Kratos. The gods cannot allow one who has performed such service to perish by his own hand. Ares' tactics were brutal. His path of destruction had to be stopped. But now there is an empty throne in Olympus, and a new god of war is needed.
In return for defeating Ares, Kratos can now take his rightful place in Olympus as the new god of war, and the game comes to an end.
And from that point forward, throughout the rest of time, whenever men rode forth to battle for good cause or for evil, they did so under the watchful eye of the man who had defeated a god. They were driven forward by Kratos, the mortal who had become the new god of war.
In God of War, there are no difficulty-related trophies, so you don't necessarily have to complete the game a second time. However, there is a speedrun trophy for completing the game in less than 5 hours. While not impossible, it is unlikely you will earn this on your first playthrough, so anticipate a second run. This will allow you to focus on collectibles and upgrades the first time, without having to worry about rushing. For a trophy, you must find all Gorgon Eyes and Phoenix Feathers to fully max out Kratos. There is some room for error, but be thorough in exploration, because once you max out your health or magic, these special chests will now release massive amounts of red orbs. These extra orbs are essential to fully upgrade all of Kratos' abilities and weapons to earn another trophy. An extra hidden collectible, Muse Keys, must also be found for a trophy, so it is best to take your time and fully search all areas on your first playthrough. Then, once you are familiar with the progression and puzzles, you can fly through the game a second time without worrying about anything but advancing the story. During any run, be sure to complete the missable trophies mentioned earlier, such as climbing the spike column without taking damage, and earning combat-related trophies, such as achieving a combo of 200 hits. With an upgraded Poseidon's Rage, the 200 hit combo is a breeze, and the Platinum Trophy will nearly be yours. However, standing in your way will be the most difficult and frustrating roadblock to earning the Platinum Trophy, and that is the Challenge of the Gods. This bonus game mode is comprised of a series of 10 unique challenges to overcome. Most of these are not too bad once you figure out the best strategy, such as knocking enemies off the platform, smashing decorative pots, or taking out enemies without being hit. Some will present a moderate challenge, such as those that require taking out waves upon waves of seemingly never-ending creatures. The final challenge is by far the worst of them all, and is infuriating for one reason alone: the satyrs. These rage-inducing creatures can disrupt a run in an instant by hooking Kratos and throwing him over the edge, with no time to react or way to block. Kratos also feels like he only weighs a few pounds, as he is effortlessly knocked and thrown around the platform at high speed. The satyrs can spike Kratos straight to his death, and to make matters worse, the platform boundaries and kill zones are glitchy. The best technique for me was to spam the block button to counter and send the satyrs flying, while mixing in a few other techniques. But the goal is to knock them back as quickly as they spawn. I really can't stress enough how unfair, stupid, and infuriating this challenge is. It should be called the torture of the gods, because this is not skill-based, so much as it is luck-based, but eventually, the planets will align, and you can earn the trophy. Just be sure to set aside a few hours, and if you are playing on the Vita, go in with a full battery. All 10 challenges must be completed in a single run, with no checkpoints, so avoid the scenario I found myself in on the final challenge. For my full successful completion of the Challenge of the Gods, check out the link in the description. As a reward, you do unlock some pretty cool character skins with special perks, so at least you get something extra for the torment. The only thing left to do is watch a brief lore video, and the Platinum Trophy is yours. Overall, God of War was an incredibly fun and brutal adventure. Kratos is a ruthless and violent killing machine with a single driving focus. Nothing will stop him from exacting vengeance upon Ares, as Kratos, once a mere mortal, slays the God of War, taking the throne for himself. The game was a blast, as the Blades of Chaos, Blade of Artemis, and various magic abilities provide a blend of styles to choose from in battle. With numerous combos, techniques, and mechanics, the battles never got stale, no matter how many enemies you hacked and slashed your way through. Combined with exploration, puzzle solving, platforming, and quick-time events, the game is more than just a mindless button masher, as there is so much to discover in the world of ancient Greece. The enemies are challenging, and a cool take on familiar creatures from Greek mythology, with each having specific strategies to best take them out. The story is far deeper than it first appears. Kratos seems like an emotionless soldier, fueled only by rage and conquest, but inside, there is so much more. His pain and suffering weighs heavily on his heart and soul, with the Blades of Chaos and his ashen skin a constant reminder of his mistakes. Not even death can relieve Kratos of his guilt, as there is no escape from what he did, no matter how badly he wants to forget. The visuals were stunning for the time, showcasing the power of the PlayStation 2, but the remastered version left more to be desired. It felt like just a port of the PlayStation 2 visuals with some updated controls, as the Vita is capable of better graphics. With a scheduled remake in the works for the PlayStation 5, I can't wait to see what they can do with modern technology. As a fan of Greek mythology, I love seeing the gods and creatures come to life in a variety of beautiful settings. Whether you were walking the ancient streets of Athens, battling through the fiery underworld, swimming through sunken ruins, or exploring the intricately detailed Temple of Pandora, the experience was an immersive journey through history. God of War is the starting point for one of the best video game franchises of all time, and is a must-play for any gamer. The over-the-top gore is a beautiful symphony of madness, fueled by sorrow and regret. Like the intense and high-octane songs of Mudvayne or Slipknot, God of War is heavy metal in a video game, allowing you to release your angers and frustrations in aggressive ways. There is no better feeling than twirling the Blades of Chaos around in a chaotic frenzy of controlled rage, annihilating anything that dares to stand in your way. Desperate to escape the pain inside, how much blood will be sacrificed in the hope of relief, when the truth is, you can't escape your past. All you can do is unleash your inner demons and accept your place at the throne. Even if just for a brief moment, you are no longer playing a game. You are Kratos, once a mortal, and now the God of War. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for Platinum Review number 21.